Hey, folks, this is Nick.
And I'm Brandon, and this is Coast to Coast. Yeah, it's totally fine. It's there. I see it. Oh shit, that means we're live.
Yeah. Good boy.
Hi, everybody. Welcome
Hey.
back. Thanks for tuning in.
Another fine day in podcast land.
Dude, I swear to God, every time we start one of these things, I'm like, you tell me we're about to go, and then I'm waiting to see it say that it's recording, and then I'm always shocked and surprised that it's there.
Oh, we're on.
Yeah, like, game face. So, we were talking off air just a little bit ago, and I think it would be actually interesting to include everybody else in it. We were talking about how last week we had sat down and we had actually attempted to record episodes 1 and 2, but things just went absolutely awry once we were done. And it was funny because, like, I remember we hung up or whatever, and I was walking away just like so proud, right? I'm like, yeah, we got it. We're doing it, right? Felt really good. And then I get the message from you the next day, bro, we can't use the audio.
That's bad.
Tell them, you got to tell the people, dude. Tell them what happened, dude. It was hilarious.
Well, you were having problems with the audio on your end. You couldn't hear me, and I couldn't really hear you. So I'm jacking up my gain so you can hear me, which right off I should have known better. So just sitting here talking like we are sounded fine. You could hear me, I jacked the gain up, I could hear you, and it seemed fine. But as a recorded, once it's been processed video with audio on a computer, whoa, dude, when I played it, I could barely hear you, and I was like loud.
Yeah, you sent me the audio file, dude, and it sounded like you were just screaming at me. And I'm over here all like shy and timid, like, yeah. You know,
and anytime we would talk together, it'd really get jacked up if we've crossed our voices.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. There was one spot particular that that makes for really good listening right there, doesn't it? Did you just squirt water out of your nose?
Oh, it was so close, dude.
Outstanding. There was one spot in particular that we were talking, and then all of a sudden, and we do kind of do that a lot. We have a tendency of going over each other, but I think it's fine. Well, it's more for me, that just gives it like a more casual conversation kind of feel, you know, like and you and I agreed, the last thing we want is for this to feel as if it's, you know, scripted or anything like that. Because we just want to be unscripted, uncensored, just say whatever the hell we want.
Right. Wherever it goes, it goes.
Exactly. But there was one spot in that audio file that you sent me in particular, dude. And I went back, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and I'm just like, what? What just happened? Because I couldn't make out anything from either of us.
Oh, it didn't make any sense. Yeah.
So you tried to salvage the file, right?
Oh, I tried.
What was your process? What did you do?
I went into Pro Tools after I ripped the audio, and then I put it through a compression, because that's supposed to compress the waves to try to make everything balance out. Then I tried to put it through an EQ. I tried to do a extend the gate on it, the voice gate. Nothing was working.
So you basically did everything that I also tried to do through Logic Pro 10 or Logic Pro X, whatever you want to call it. But I also went into Logic and I turned on Flex, and I tried to go in and basically individually splice our clips, and I tried to raise my volume and tried to lower your volume. Dude,
Ain't gonna work.
No, that audio file was beyond
Fubard.
repair. Yes,
Did
Fubar,
you listen to the beginning when we first started? You could, because my gain was so high, you could hear me chewing my gum.
Yeah.
It was like, as soon as I turned, I was like, oh,
yes.
I didn't even want to go any further.
That was the first thing I noticed, dude. I started listening to it. All
you hear is me chewing away. Great. I was like, oh yeah, we're using that.
Oh, shit. Oh, good Lord.
So then I fast forwarded more into the episode, and then it just got like, I was loud and it was pinging and everything. It was weird.
We're totally gonna upload that one though to YouTube, right?
There's a fail video.
We can put the video to it and get it all, synced up as far as lip sync is concerned or whatever. But like you just said, it's a fail video, so we can like create a epic fails folder or whatever. Like, hey guys, this is what happens behind the scenes when you get two schmucks that don't know what the hell they're doing trying to make something work.
Hey, we're not worried. We're not trying to make people think we're perfect. I'm more than happy to share the imperfect stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes people like the imperfect. It's hilarious.
I've got nothing to hide, so I mean, come on. I'm fine with it. It'd be fun.
I might do a short video of just recording myself chewing gum.
Just 30 seconds of lip smacking. Throw that up on TikTok. All right. You know what's funny? That'd be the one that goes viral. Knowing TikTok.
No shit.
Oh man. So
don't chew gum when you have a condenser mic.
Don't chew gum when you're on a show that requires you to talk. Like, that's your job.
I was smuling today, and the first thing I did, I had gum in my mouth. I didn't think about it.
Are you a big gum chewer?
Not big. I used to be. Every so often. And
yeah. I used to like gum back in the day. Now
my teeth don't like it anymore.
I feel like I'm really loud right now. And the reason for that is because to kind of explain things a little bit, Nick and I, we meet on Zoom. This is how we're running it, right? We're running it through Zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Right. And this whole time, every episode that we've recorded so far, I've just gone online to Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Go to the old googly machine, the almighty Google, type in Zoom, and boom. Well, I had forgotten that I had actually downloaded the Zoom app on my computer here. And I downloaded it over a year ago for work. Excuse me. I'm sorry. We're going to have to edit that part out. I just burped a little bit. Anyhow.
No.
No, we're not going to edit that out. Keeping it. Well, next time I'll make sure it's worthwhile and I don't hold back then. But yeah, I downloaded the Zoom app on my computer here over a year ago for work, and I had totally forgotten about it. So this is the very first time where you're in the app Zoom and I'm in the app Zoom. And I don't know, man. Like, for me, I'm hearing my voice. It sounds a little bit loud. So I'm hoping that we don't have another repeat of a fiasco. We might need to just stop this recording right here.
Yeah. Well, like, I can tell you on my end, you sound perfect on my end. You're right at the perfect volume.
Aw, thank you.
You got a pretty voice.
That's so sweet.
Well, you're
my best podcast friend.
I pulled off the miraculousness of looking at settings and finding that I could click record our voices separately, which makes it much easier.
That was the big one, wasn't it?
Oh, wasn't like, imagine if I didn't find that for another 13 podcasts.
Dude, imagine if we didn't know about that for
ever.
Yeah. You read my mind. Thank you. Thank you for picking up what I was putting down.
Sitting there fighting every audio file forever.
Yeah.
Because we're all together.
I just keep screwing up so far this show. We're only, what are we, a handful of minutes in? Oh, dude, I didn't even start the timer. Oh my God. Didn't I told you last episode I did that too, right? I'm over here. I'm supposed to be in control of how long we go. We're shooting for hour-long, right around hour episodes. I'm just gonna set this for 50 minutes and call it good. But I just keep epically failing. Like, I'm really bad at this. I should just give up.
It just makes it more interesting. It's more real.
I forgot.
You listen to other people's podcasts, and it's not putting them down. I mean, they're better than us. Clearly, we've never done this.
Know what they're doing,
but it almost sounds too perfect. It sounds almost like this is just like natural.
Well, yeah,
we're real. We're real, guys. We're real.
This is just two dudes sitting back, chilling, having a conversation. Really, at the end of the day, this is. I mean, and the thing about it is, we've been saying this entire time, we don't have a specific topic in mind when we start, and that's kind of the point. Like, we're going more for,
spontaneousness, man.
Not just spontaneous, but like, like when you, for example, I don't know about you, but me, my wife, if we're doing stuff, like if I'm going to be out here cleaning the garage, or she's doing something inside, or I'm out mowing the lawn or whatever, we put on background stuff, right? Yeah. Like that's what we are, in my opinion. We're background noise for people.
Yeah, we're all that hissing background. And coughing.
Oh man. What?
And coughing.
Yeah, I know, dude. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm the least professional out there right now.
You're fired.
So the separate audio files, though, I think that's going to be a huge difference, and I'm so glad you found that. But that's gonna make editing so much easier for you, because you're the one that does all the edits. So for anybody that doesn't know, I kind of just sit back and do nothing. And Nick just does, 99.9% of the work. I'm just here to look pretty and sound good.
Well, I mean, you got TikTok going, and you helped with Instagram a little bit. I think.
I did some posts.
You did yell at me and tell me, don't write it like that. Write it like this.
I am the one that does all the writing.
Mr. Grammar.
Big stuff. Yeah. You're right. I'm the editor for the editor.
I sent Juju that file. I'm like, yeah, it's and she messaged me back.
Oh, to see if she
oh my God, that is bad.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's just 1.5 million people out there who aren't listening to us for this episode, but for the potential one person who is, Juju is a music phenomenon. She's got her doctorate in music and all that stuff, and she's like a music teacher, and she knows how to use audio programs, and she's got like the best singing voice on the entire planet, and she knows her shit. So when she responds to Nick saying that's foobar, it's foobar. Dude, we're posting it to YouTube. Like, members
so
only.
You can see we're not kidding. It's Foobird. You can listen to me chew my gum.
Yes. Highlight of my day, listening to you chew your gum. I've never been big on gum. I mean, every once in a blue moon it sounds good, but like for the most part, not so much. I really have to be in the mood for it.
Do you like desserts?
Oh, I love dessert.
I do now, but it's weird. I went through a stretch of my life, like I would say, as I got to my 30s, upper 20s, 30s, where I didn't hardly eat desserts. I was like steak. Well, steak, you had your steak. Would you like dessert? Another piece of steak.
Yeah, bring me another one. No, would you like dessert? You see that little piece right there? I saved that on purpose. That's my dessert.
That's my dessert.
You may go now.
Great.
So let's I think we should enlighten the people and essentially let them know, like, I don't know how many people out there. I'm sure there's, I mean, you and I, we've watched things on YouTube, how to do a podcast and all that kinds of stuff, but nobody really talks, in my opinion, from the things that I've seen anyway. No one really talks about all of the extra shit that goes into it. Like, you created the Facebook page that ended up being a fiasco we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
You started the Instagram page. I went in and reworded some of the wordings. You did the YouTube. I went in and redid some of the wordings. I created the TikTok for us. But you've done so much because you're also the video editor and essentially the audio editor at this stage, because I don't have any freaking time. Like, I barely even have time to sit down and talk with you to record a show. It's ridiculous.
Excuses.
Can you kind of, man, sorry. That's all I can say. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love you.
I know you think you do.
I do at the moment. I don't know where it's going to go.
But I think it'd be interesting if you could kind of explain to the people, essentially, like, realistically, for anyone who's wanting to do something like this, dude, how much work is it? It's a lot.
It's a lot more than you think. It's kind of funny because I did do researching because I was, we're getting ready to do it and I want to know what it's going to take. And you come across a lot of stuff like with this Anchor, and it's all, it's really easy. We do it all right here, and you just zip, 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 and it's like, no.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
And I know we talked about Anchor in our last episode, but that's our host site. So whenever we're finished,
that's for our audio.
Yeah, whenever we're finished with anything, for us to upload the audio to the podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Spotify, so on and so forth, you are taking the audio file and you're putting it into Anchor, and then Anchor distributes it for us.
Right.
And the cool thing is it's 100% free.
Right? Yeah, it's 100% free.
But it's more difficult than they allude to, huh?
Well, like that part, Anchor is kind of easy in a way because they can actually record right on Anchor and then edit and stuff, but it's real basic. Like if you want to have decent
audio only, right?
And that's audio only.
Yeah.
So, we want to have video too, so we can't really do it that way.
Does that make us vloggers?
No, it's video podcasters. We're not blogging.
What's the difference between what is a vlogger?
Video blogger.
Video blogger. I understand that, but like,
blogging's a weird thing to me. Blogging's like you just, to me, it's almost podcasting, but you're writing it down. You're like people that talk about food or something. They call it a blog. Blog's a weird word. It sounds like blah.
I never understood blogging. The stuff I've seen for vlogging, video blogging, whatever, it seems to me like it's just people recording themselves in their everyday lives. Like, what are you even doing?
Yeah, it's weird.
I understand that it's entertaining, and some of them do some pretty cool shit. But for us, we wanted to have the video aspect for YouTube because again, we want to be entertaining to some extent, entertaining background noise.
And you really do. I mean, you can get pretty good out of audio and you'll enjoy it. But when you see us talking and you just see us laughing, you get more out of it. I really,
I think so.
I mean, if you're listening, anytime you listen to audio, if you hear somebody laugh, like on the radio, DJs are laughing. But if you actually can see them, how hard they're laughing and all that, you get more out of it.
Like when you took your pants off in the pilot.
Yeah, the audio, you're not going to even know what happened. Or you're going to be laughing, hearing something about pants, and you're going to be like, what? That's right.
Dude, that moment will forever live in my mind, just rent free. I'm telling you.
That was the idea.
Like, oh, good Lord, you took your pants off. What the shit? I've been waiting for you to do it ever since. Like every episode we've recorded, I'm like, when's he going to take his pants off?
You're never going to know, man. I could do anything at any moment.
Please keep them on.
But
I was so happy you had sweats on. Thank God it's cold where you're at right now.
I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have sweatpants. And it was cooking in my room, and I had 2 pairs of sweatpants from being out in the snow. Or 2 pairs of pants.
That's what happens when you got a room that's just a box with zero ventilation.
That's right.
No air. You're the construction guy. Come on.
Yeah, I don't need oxygen. I can make it for a few hours without it.
Hold your breath. Start calling you Aquaman. I can swim.
This is feeling more like our real stuff right here. We're way off of what we were talking about.
What were we talking about?
The behind the scenes.
Oh, that's right. The behind the scenes. Oh my goodness. Yes. All the stuff that goes into it. You were talking about Anchor. Good Lord.
You got to edit the audio, and it's harder when you're doing video because if people aren't smart enough, like I wasn't to start, to know that you can have something like Zoom where it will record your audio separately.
Mm-hmm. You got because for the longest time we were trying to see how we could do it through our cell phones and like screen record it.
Yeah. Remember? That wouldn't have worked, dude. That would have been really bad.
Oh, it was bad.
Oh. So you got to sit there, which I have the program and all, but it's just more time. It's one more step where you got to run it through and rip the audio, then edit the audio, then put the audio back into it again.
Yep.
It's nice because Zoom records all that stuff separately, and because it's recording video and audio at the same time, even getting the timing right, it just snaps right in place. I don't have to sit there and move it till where it goes because it's all recorded in sync.
That's amazing.
So when I pop it back in, it's right where it belongs.
So then you're not actually doing any extra work, really. I don't feel bad.
I'm the only thing I'm not doing extra is getting the audio. I still run the audio through Pro Tools. I do all the different filters to get it to sound a little more clear.
Yeah.
And then I put it back onto I got to add the intro video and stuff in there.
So when you go into Pro Tools, you're adding like the compressor and the EQ and the limiter and all that kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, your camera's doing that autofocus thing again. Every time
if I do any major movement, it does that.
Yeah. It kind of drives me nuts, but it's fine.
That's all right. Well, you keep getting out of focus. And that drives me nuts. It makes me think I'm going blind.
Oh, is my face still doing that whole going blurry thing every time I make some subtle little movement?
Yeah, but the blanket the wall back there stays focused.
I think it's just because this is pitch black. You know, this moving blanket that I got behind me is just black. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't see myself
there, dude.
Very well.
One day we're gonna have special stuff, and we're gonna have money.
One day I'm gonna have my studio. Oh shit, that was loud as
Sorry for your ears there.
I hope people aren't listening with like earbuds. Sorry about that. Oh man. Oh, okay.
Son of a moho.
Oh, refocus.
So are you really auditioned? You're gonna do another comp. How are you gonna do all this damn stuff, man?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
This podcast comes before that, so you better figure it out.
Well, I was planning on recording for the comps on Friday nights, so we're gonna have to move our scheduled time. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. So we have spoken before about the Smule karaoke application. We talked about it in our pilot. I don't think we talked about it very much in episode 1. I don't even know if we brought it up, but we did speak about it quite a bit in our lost archive. So Smule is a karaoke app online, and every once in a while you can link up with some people and you can enter into essentially karaoke contests. I just found out that there's a karaoke contest coming up, and I decided, you know what? Hey, I haven't actively participated from a contestant's standpoint in a long time, since summer of last year, 2020. So it's been, 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it's been, since I've competed, and I've only been in the administration side of it as, a judge for the competition or a coach for a competition or whatever. So, I found out that there's this competition and it's being ran by some people that we know that we're in some online groups with. So I asked them some questions and I decided ultimately, screw it, I'm going to give it a shot. Just chalk up another L for my for my book of losses for competitions I enter because I can't sing to save my life, but it's still fun, isn't it?
Well,
But,
is that
yeah,
one that
it's gonna be a balancing act for sure. It's gonna be rough because I'm insanely busy as it is, between work and family and side projects and this and trying to get on Smule to just do some stress release, and then of
yeah.
course my wife's going to be having our baby girl in like 2.5 months. We still haven't even gotten her room set up yet because we got to move our son out of his room into my current home office slash man cave. Again, this is in the lost archives. But baby girl's going to take our son's room because it's closer to the master bedroom. So when she transitions from being in the bassinet next to our bed into her own room, it's, real quick to get there. Trying to build a home office slash studio space that's separate from the house. So I no longer have to be in the, I got
so many sticks in the fire.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to do a round one submission for this comp. I'm just going to bounce. Dude, I had to download an entirely new.
I was gonna say, don't you got a whole nother app now too?
Yeah,
because they were like Grace and them were telling me that get in it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting it just for the fact of I don't need another app to deal with.
I
especially with us doing this.
Yeah,
especially with this podcast now. Like, I'm trying to keep
up with. It's called Telegram. That's the
Telegram.
app that I had to download. I had to look at my phone. It's called Telegram. And with Smule and the competitions and everything, every competition I've been in, and I've been in competitions going on for the last 4 years now, whether it be the administration side or the competing side, this will be like the 13th or 14th competition that I've competed in. And then I've done a whole bunch where I've like coached, mentored, whatever, judged. But all of them have been ran through the Line messaging app. Right. And it's just an app literally called Line. Right. This is the first time ever I've heard of a different messaging platform. And I'm like, I have to download a new app for this competition.
It's too much for me.
So I downloaded it. And my plan is this. I'll do the comp. And then I'll delete that app. I have no use for it outside of that comp, dude. Like, nobody I know is on that app.
It's just too much for me. I've seen Grace has auditions. Is hers a different comp or is it that same one?
No, it's the same one. And I was planning on auditioning through both, actually. The individual that I actually ended up auditioning through and her. But I went to Grace's profile and I looked at every single song that she had open for auditions. And bro, I didn't know a single one.
Not even What If?
What? Is that the Kane Brown or whatever?
Yeah, I could do that. I almost did that one. I was like, maybe I will.
I don't like that song.
I was going to do that one. And then she goes, oh, you're auditioning? I was going to say, no, I just wanted to sing it for you.
Dude, you should audition. Come do this competition with me. We'll both be on the competing aspect of it this time.
Competing against my best buddy?
Well, I mean, you'll either kick my ass or I'll kick your ass, or we'll both get our asses whooped. That's really the only way to look at it.
I wonder if I could. It's so much to juggle.
Well, it's like I go into them with the same mentality that I've shared with you before, right? Every time a round comes out, you get the information, you get the parameters that they want you to meet for that week, right? Because the songs are either due on Saturday or Sunday or whatever. So you get 6 or 7 days to record your song. I look at it this way, and this has always been my mindset. I'll do what I can. I'm not going to sacrifice time away from my family for anything other than my job, because that pays the bills, right? But all my other side projects and shit, family always comes first. And that was a big thing between me and you with this, right? And I appreciate that full-blown 100%, dude. Like, there's no way I'm not spending time with my wife and kids. But every time I submit a song for a karaoke competition, my mindset is, okay, I've done everything that I can possibly do with the amount of time that I have available to do the best that I possibly can. Here's my best rendition. I do not expect to go through to the next round. I expect them to listen to it and go, this is absolute horseshit garbage.
You're out.
Every single time I submit. And it's funny because usually, like I'd say 95, 96% of the time, I'll make it at least to the semifinals, you know? And then, yeah, then things just go awry from there and I end up, not winning.
Bouncing.
I've won karaoke competitions in the past through different applications, but
I could win if there's only me in it.
Let me fall asleep and have a dream real quick.
Next, I just won. You don't have any idea, like So Country was pretty much country that Barroom takes.
Yeah, so that competition was called Barroom Shakeup.
Right.
I was one of the judges, and that was it was strictly a country competition.
So what about this one? Do you have any idea?
This one is every week they're going to give you, from what I've been told and what I understand, every week they're going to give you the parameters of what they want. It's not one specific genre.
Oh,
so you could do country this week, and then the next week you got to do a pop song. The week after that you got to do alternative rock song. The week after that you got to do a classic rock song. The week after that you find yourself doing, I don't know, opera or something. This is the first time I've ever competed in this competition, so I don't know that much about it, but I do know that the genres are pretty much set to change week by week.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that.
I think it's gonna be fun.
I can't do stuff like pop.
Yes, you can.
Our middle one's like, I want you to sing Harry Styles. Yeah. No.
Dude, just drop it an octave.
What?
Drop it an octave. Harry Styles, he's up there, right?
He doesn't sing anything I sing.
He's got a fairly high voice, if it's the individual I'm thinking of.
That's not super high, but it can be.
Okay. So you just drop it an octave and you sing it down low.
That's what everybody says, but I never am able to.
What do you mean?
Because every time I hear, because I know how they're singing it, and I have this habit of trying to match like how they're doing it. I'm not really great. They say try to make it your own. It's hard for me to make it my own.
Well, it's not necessarily sorry. It's not necessarily taking the song and making it 100% your own. It's taking the song and the range that they execute through the song and making the range fit your range.
Yeah,
right?
I know, but it's hard.
Because you've got a fairly deep voice. You've got a lower registered voice.
Yeah.
Me, my voice is weird. Like when I talk, I have a lower voice, but when I sing in the higher register. I don't know why. It's weird, dude.
It is.
It's like I have zero control over my vocals, ever.
Well, I just know that like first, second round, they're gonna go sing a pop song, and I'm gonna be like, 7 Up is great. Gotta go today.
You said you wanted a song about pop. Out here, we call it soda.
When I was down south, it was just drinks.
Drinks. Hey, y'all want to go get some drinks? See, here, when we say y'all want to get some drinks, that's like, let's go to the bar and get schnockered.
Yeah, well, drinks. I hate seeing pop.
What do they say where you live? They
right
say
now
pop.
It's pop. That's what I said when I grew up here. But down south, it's either you want a drink or you want a soda. They'll say soda if they say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or usually it's just, you want a Pepsi, you want a Coke. They just say what it is.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. It really does. Here, like, say hypothetically, someone comes over to the house, right? And I'll ask them, would you like something to drink?
Yeah, I say.
Not specifically, hey, you want a Diet Pepsi? Do you want a soda? You want a pop? Like here we do say soda, like My son, he's 3. Jacob, you go get daddy a soda, please. And he knows exactly where to go. You can come out the garage, grab a soda, come back. Here you go, daddy. Yes. But I don't know. It kind of gets you thinking how we're way off topic, dude. How language evolves. We reside within the United States of America.
We do.
Where you're at, you say one word, and that word has a totally different meaning over here. But I understand your definition of said word, and you understand our definition of said word. It's just kind of funny. I was having a conversation with someone the other day about it, and a coworker of mine, actually. We were talking about accents, right?
Yeah.
Like someone from Louisiana has their Louisiana accent, but to them, that's not an accent. I have the accent, just like Australians have an accent, and, South Africans have an accent, and British people have the accent, and all that stuff. Everywhere you go, the entire world,
all
right?
kinds of accents.
Even if they're speaking the English language, it's going to sound different.
Yeah.
But nobody thinks they have an accent.
Nope, they think everybody else does.
Exactly. Like between me and you have an accent, in my opinion. And I'm sure that in your opinion, I have some form of an accent as well. To an extent. I'm a pretty eloquent son of a bitch. Just
I don't know, you talk pretty like me.
Like you? I talk
yeah,
pretty
like you. Well, when I hear somebody with an accent, like is when you're like down south and they're like, yeah, like they got like strong, like you hear an accent.
Like with a drawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like you don't really have that. You don't have no accent. Not in my ear.
Okay. Your A's are pretty accentuated.
Yeah, and it's weird because when I first moved to New York, I was a kid when my parents divorced, and I got picked on for sounding kind of Southern and some of the stuff I said. But since I grew up here from about 3 or 4 until my teens before I left again, I started talking New York car and like all the accented, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then when I went down, I spent
me keeps waiting for you to say A like a Canadian.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. But then when I went down south for about the same amount of years, another 18 years went back down there, I started developing and I went back to Southern, which is really what I am technically. So when I moved back here, after all that, my wife was like, man, you really developed the Southern talk, because I was wrecking and y'all and I'm fixing to get there. And that was, but now that I've been around everybody here for the last 10, 11 years, now I'm starting to get some of that New York back again.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, like wherever you go over a specific period of time, not specific period of time, but over a period of time, especially with language, you're gonna develop that area's accent. Like it's human nature. It's just ingrained in us. It's going to happen, whether you want it to happen or not.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
What I understand. I think it's cool. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I would love to go live somewhere else and then come back home or whatever after a couple years. Obviously, take my family with me, and then myself, my wife, my son, we're all speaking in some just weird, like foreign accent kind of thing.
It's weird. It is weird because some people move and they don't lose their accent no matter where they go. They always sound the same. But
I would have to disagree with you a little bit on that. I believe that if they spend a significant amount of time there, it will happen. But if someone moves and then like a year later comes back, yeah, I don't think they would develop the accent. But if they're there 5, 6, 7+ years, they're going to develop something.
Well, I think it also could be age, but there's people that like have came from, like, say, an Australia guy moved here and he's been here 15 years and he still talks Australian.
Yeah. I actually have I have a buddy of mine. He's Australian and he's, born and raised there, and came over here, and I work with him. And it's funny, when I first met him, oh man, this would have been 2013, early 2013. I couldn't understand a single word he said because he was one of those Australian guys, but that like talked really fast.
Right.
Okay. Like he just talk. What?
Excuse me?
Dude, you're gonna have to slow down for me. No, it's not you. I'm slow. You know?
My ears aren't that fast.
Now when I talk to him, he still has an Australian accent, right?
He slowed it
But
down.
he could talk as fast as he wants. I understand him clear as day.
Yeah, see, now that's not him. Yeah, his accent stuff didn't change to you. You adapted to him.
Oh no, dude. I don't, like, when I say I work with him, I don't work with him every day, right? Like, him and I will have a conversation maybe twice a year. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a coworker.
He's essentially, I guess you could say, a subcontractor for what I do and teach my class.
Right.
If that makes sense. He owns and operates the facility that I send my students to for their final certifications. Let's just leave it at that. So I'll talk to him, like I said, a couple times a year, one-on-one. He's been a real good buddy of mine since back in 2013. But for work purposes, like, that's when we'll chit chat. And it's funny, dude, because those conversations, it's kind of like me and you getting together and talking. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. So by the time it's done, it's like, hey, good job catching up on everything we missed out the last 6 months. All right. Except with you, we get to do it next week too.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it. Another twist to that, when it comes to like adapting to a language, to whatever we're talking about, there's even just certain words. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been picking up on it. I've been picking up on it different times, and I've noticed it with you, and I'm really noticing it. I got this way I say a certain word, and it developed from where I'm working with a cousin of mine. This guy, we had to work on his camper, and the way he said it, we started making fun about it. Now we say it all the time. Like, it's just natural for me to say it now. And whenever you hear me go, all right.
Yeah.
This one guy who's kind of like that. That's how he talked. They're like, well, I need to do this. Well, we'll take care of it tomorrow. All right.
You know what that reminds me of? You've seen like Duck Dynasty, right?
Oh yeah, I love Duck Dynasty.
Mountain Man.
Yeah, Mountain Man. He's a shit.
All right.
Hey, Willie.
Exactly.
Kind of hungry. Maybe you could get me a grape slush.
But yeah, that's what that kind of reminds me of, just a little bit.
Well, it's funny because then I get in with this. One day I was talking to you, and it came out because we've been doing it so much, kidding with each other. We just always say "all right" now, like that. And I'm sitting here, and you say something, I'll go "all right," and then I caught you one of the times. You all right back, and it's like it's
all right.
You watch. Yeah. I'll keep doing it. Next thing you know, you're gonna start going. You're gonna be talking to your wife, and she'll say, "I need you to do this," and you're gonna go, "All right." You'll be like, "What?"
Well, you know what that is, right?
You're gonna tell me, right?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, I would like you to.
Okay. It's actually a communications technique. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yes, really. Absolutely. 100%. So some people call it echoing when you're talking with somebody, right? When it comes to body language, it's referred to as mirroring. So like, right. So for example, let's say you and I are face to face, person to person. Okay. We're not virtually meeting like this. We're actually in the room together. If you were to sit back, cross your legs, and lean like this on your desk or whatever, and I were to then mirror your body language, sit back, lean, cross like this, it essentially makes the other person more comfortable, right? Now, with the vocal aspect of it, understand that the absolute most powerful words you could possibly ever say to somebody are the words that they just then themselves had spoken. It shows them that you're actually listening to what they're saying. You're actively listening. So when you do something that I noticed in that regard, because I know what you're talking about, when you do something that I noticed and picked up on, you do not overly exaggerated, not all the time, but it's unique to you, right?
Right.
And I hear you do your thing. All right.
And
I just, all right. Right. It helps to establish that connection. It's a communications technique. It helps to essentially loosen everybody up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Right. Right. Right.
That's actually a legit thing. Like I said, the vocal technique itself is called echoing, and when you do it with body language, it's called mirroring. It's good stuff. It's fun.
That is freaking awesome.
It is.
So 100%. Everybody was in school here for a minute.
There you go. I just gave everybody a free lesson that well, my class that I teach also gets those lessons for free as well.
Everybody gets it for free.
Where they're at, they don't have to pay for their training, which is nice for them. But yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't call myself a communications or body language expert by any means, but I mean, when you have over the course of the last 15 years in your industry, one of your primary courses of study has been human interaction and body language and communications and everything that goes along with it, tone, inflection, volume, prosody, all that kinds of shit. You kind of end up picking up on some stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun. So like, if you were to, let's say hypothetically, you wanted to go strike up a conversation with a complete stranger, right? Realistically, if you can get that person to start talking, all you ever have to do is repeat shit that they had been saying, and they'll keep talking forever. It's amazing. I actually used to use it all the time at work, all the time. This is prior to teaching this shit, when I had to actually implement it in the field, right? I used to use it all the time. Dude, people will tell you their entire life story.
Dude. It seems I do that and don't even realize that I'm doing that technique, and it's just accidental.
A lot of people do.
Because there's a lot of times I talk to people and I'll do that. I'll kind of repeat what they're saying. They'll say it, and I'll go, yeah, and I'll repeat it, and they go on. And I'm going to tell you an example.
Okay.
Just like, well, probably most of the times, but we'll start with the very first time, which we talked about in the pilot, of me and you very first talking in a call.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of times where you'd be talking about you, and I would repeat back to you something you said.
Oh, yeah.
And what happened? You kept talking and talking and talking.
Yep.
And then it was 6:30 bedtime for me.
Well, and the best part about that is, for me, I mean, technically speaking, as an instructor, I get paid to talk, so I don't ever really run out of shit to say. Like that conversation that we had, it probably would have been that long anyway.
Probably. But see, that's another thing I like about you, and why I wanted you to do this with me, is because being what you do, that's what you have to be good at talking. You talk constantly. You're constantly getting stuff across to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anything else that you would do repeatedly, you're gonna get really good at, and that's what you do repeatedly.
Well, that's what I like about this setup that you and I have agreed upon, is we're not necessarily speaking on one specific topic. I know we started this episode talking about, hey, we want to talk to you guys about the behind the scenes stuff, and we've trailed way off.
Way off. Which
right? Like I don't even think we even touched on it other than mentioning Anchor. But the the thing about it is, yeah, I in a way I get paid to talk, but it's instructional stuff, you know. So me, I'm loving this aspect of it because it just opens it up 100%. It's like you're not saying, hey, next week we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. If you don't know anything about it, go to Google. And then we're sitting here teaching people, dude, we're just having a freaking conversation and ending a work week with essentially more work, because this is,
it's work,
but in such a way where you're just having a chat with a buddy, dude, it's so much better than like, well, if you flip to chapter 3, paragraph 2, line 6, it's just,
well, just to elaborate on how loose this is, if people ain't figured it out yet, we said it in the pilot, it's in the description, that it can go anywhere. There's no telling what could happen. We could basically have if we do have a topic, okay, we're going to learn this topic and research it for the week. So we have, just so you know, we're basically going to talk about a comp, and that's all we're going to say. And then we talk about it. But
we don't actually talk about it. That's the thing.
we might not at all. I lost track of what I was going with that.
Well, and the best part about it is, this entire time, going along with what you just said, we've been upfront about that from the absolute.
Oh, yeah, that reminded me. Is to prove about that point is when you do, like you said in the last episode about pregame, when we do our 30-minute call to get ready for it, that's when we're saying, okay, what do we want to talk about? We've had all week that while I'm doing my stuff and you're working, we could just chit chat like, hey, think about this.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is in our pregame, as we call it, dude, 90% of the time, what do you want to talk about? I don't know, bro.
Exactly.
I got nothing. We just jump out of here.
Well, we could start off with, well, what about the intro? Well, look, I'll tell you what. I'll start, and usually the last couple of times, one of us will have some kind of an idea of something to say.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just start. And that's what so far our episodes have been. One of us just going, I got this to tell you. And then it goes wherever it goes.
Pretty much. I mean, well, it's like I made mention at the very beginning of this episode, right? Pretty much every time we've started recording, I have no clue. You give me heads up. And then we just start talking, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that we're recording." Hi, everybody. It is what it is, dude. And for me personally, like I said, it really just takes the pressure off of it.
Oh, it does. Because everything else in life we do is so it's already organized and orchestrated, and
it's just
like this.
Yep, regimented 100%.
Becomes monotonous.
Oh, dude.
I used a big word.
I hate that word.
You don't like it?
Oh, that word is so depressing.
It's what it is, though,
monotonous.
Right? It's just the right word to use.
It is 100%, but just listen to it.
Monotonous.
Oh,
it just makes you feel.
Oh, dude, it just
saying it
sends a chill up your spine.
Do people come up with words by how the thing is? Because think about it. When you say it, it sounds like what it is. It's monotonous.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is like, who invented that word?
Who invented any words?
Because oh, shut up. But that one word
today on the podcast, we're talking about word inventors.
But that one specifically, monotonous, right? Like whoever came up with that, I just want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, what a jerk. It's already bad. You got to make the word sound bad. That just made the depressing even more.
Now I'm sad.
Well, at least this podcast ain't monotonous. At least to us.
Dude, this is far from it. I mean, if people want to listen to something where it doesn't matter necessarily where they jump in, They can jump in anywhere. By the time they get to the end, they're gonna leave with the sense of what just happened.
Yeah,
This is it.
That's what this is. A What Just Happened podcast.
I don't know.
Like that intro is trying on where I was like, there's no telling where we're going to take it.
Oh,
That's the truth.
It can go anywhere.
It's almost like if people listen to this and when it's over and they actually go, what the hell just happened? We did our job. That's what we're going for.
Pretty much. If they leave, if they finish the episode and they got anything out of it, we did something wrong.
We didn't confuse them good enough.
So long as they keep coming back for more, I'm happy.
That's right.
I keep looking at the damn camera on my laptop and forgetting that my webcam is up there.
I've noticed that because I kept thinking, are you looking at yourself on the screen?
No, I'm trying to look at the damn camera, but it's the wrong. I've been doing it this whole time, dude.
Did the whole last episode.
Did I?
Yeah.
Shit.
It doesn't matter. What the hell?
I'm so professional.
What in the hell?
What in the hell?
Did you see my stickers that I made that are up for sale online?
I did. I'm not buying them. I see your face enough, buddy.
Dude. I shared a couple for Rai. Like, there's one I got where my face is back and it says likey, and he's like, dude, that's creepy. I was like, yeah, it is, ain't it?
How'd you even make those?
I just found some pictures of me and I cropped all my faces out and I kind of twisted them and put words on. And
but you uploaded them to Line, the messaging app.
The Line, no, not the messaging app. Their creation studio. They have a Line creation studio.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I told you this. I said we could make stickers.
Yeah, you told me that stickers could be made, but you didn't tell me how they could be made.
I thought I did.
No. I think I just laughed at you when you said that. Dude, we can make our own stickers. Okay.
Hey, I got stickers up for sale right now. They're 99 cents.
Do you get a portion of that?
Yeah, and it's weird. It used to be you get a portion regardless, but now you got this new thing is you get two choices. All right, and you tell me which one you're going to go with.
Okay.
You can either upload your stickers and put them for sale, and you have to buy your own stickers, and then you get revenue off the rest of them.
You have to first buy your own? Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah.
Why would you?
I'm telling you, listen, there's two ways you can do it, all right? You got to let me finish here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You can either opt to buy your own sticker, and then you can get revenue from whenever they sell.
Okay.
Or you can make your sticker, upload it for sale, and you can have it for free, but then you don't get any revenue if they sell them.
Now it makes sense. Yeah, you buy your own stickers.
You buy your own stickers. I'd rather pay $1 damn and then I get revenue for however long it ever sells than say, no, I'd rather have a free sticker.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I have I don't know how much I got, but I got quite a bit of quote unquote Line money coins, whatever they're called, stocked up. I just don't feel like giving you money.
You're an a-hole. You do know anything I make with those stickers is to support this podcast.
So let me go to my stickers here. I have
I thought you were one of those that said you don't buy stickers. You don't put the money on there. Now you're telling me you got banked coins.
Yeah, it happened by accident. Because of a competition. It was because of a competition that I was essentially running. It was
Who bought the stickers I got when I got that for
STS comp that was within the bartender shakeup comp.
Who paid for my stickers? You bought those for me?
I did.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy my stickers for you.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I should gift everybody in So Country my stickers.
So I have I started out because I think I put like $15 worth of cash or whatever into that. And I'm like, $15 worth of cash with stickers being a prize for the little mini rounds before the finals.
Yeah.
Because in our Single Take Studios final, we actually had cash prizes. I mentioned this, I think. Did we mention this in the No, we mentioned this in the Lost Archives.
Are you sure? I think we did it in a pilot. I remember talking about that I bailed out of it and I should have stayed because I was in the and I made it to the finals on that.
Yeah. But we had cash payout, but all the previous weeks it was stickers to win. And I'm like, okay, well, there's X amount of weeks, we're gonna have X amount of winners, so I need to have X amount of dollars in there. And I ended up essentially going over. So I think I might have actually put $20 in there. Because as it sits right now,
Really?
Really?
Where did the time go?
So to finish that thought, as it sits right now, I've got 400 coins in line, so I got like $4 worth. But that was our timer. So
I'm sad. I was enjoying this episode.
Damn. Me too. Well, that was fun. I don't know if anybody else had as much fun as we did, but I sure
was great.
Blast. Well, what should we say to the people?
Well,
I've been sitting here for an hour. I really have to go to the bathroom. Thanks for listening, y'all. Just gone.
People, we hope you like it. Need you to really do. Share it.
Yes.
It's just like everybody. It's always repeating. Share it. Comment. Subscribe. Like it.
Find us on Instagram, TikTok. Soon we'll have our Facebook page back. If you don't know why we don't have it, go listen to episode 1.
Yeah, because there's a good reason. Stupid reason, but
I wouldn't necessarily call it good, but we're not. Go listen to episode 1, y'all. You'll understand.
Have a good one. Have a good evening. Love you guys. Hope we see you on the next one.
Take care, y'all.